Alright guys, welcome back to the Cutting Up Classics YouTube channel. Today, got an old Ford with, guess what? Rust. Not good. Not good at all. So, we have this snazzy new piece right here. And, as you can see, it's actually not that bad. It's literally just this corner. So, I think we'll probably cut into it right here, cut this spot weld off. And I don't know if I'll try and seam it up this body line and over, but we'll see. We'll see. Not sure the game plan other than cutting the side of this out and putting a new piece in. So let's get after it. All right, let's see what I brought in my tool bucket of goodness here to get this done. Got my helmet, because I'm used to it, and my drill, grinder, air sander. This is a tool my dad bought years ago, and it actually, and you guys can't really see it, but it has a little dimple to it, so it puts a nice shelf on it, so when we're overlapping pieces, it makes a nice seam. And then it's also got a punch in it for spot welding. Spot weld cutter, center punch, tape measure. Got some other discs in here, gloves and a hammer, and a flat chisel. So, I think, looking at this now, I misspoke, but we are gonna cut this loose right here, probably get up into this piece. No sense replacing the whole thing. We don't have to, because this is way bigger than it needs to be. So, I'll probably just take it up into here and across the back and down, and we'll go from there. So, I'm gonna start drilling here, see what we can get done. All right, guys, so kind of got it opened up here, seen what we're dealing with. Do have just that little bit of rust. There was a bunch of sand and dirt and stuff sitting in there, which is pretty common. I'm not sure, it must have been put in here from the factory. I mean, it's still coming out of there. So once I get this opened up, I'll brush all this out, get some air in there, and get it cleaned out. So, cut my piece down to a manageable size, what we need to patch. The guy's trying to keep as much of this original as possible, or in the red. We'll see what we can do. But, fits pretty good. So I went ahead and traced out around the top of it here. Now, if we want to use our little flanging tool, there you go, now you can see it. We have to come down a ½ inch from the line we drew, because that's will cut below it, and then that will pinch it and lay a nice little shelf in there. So we'll do that along here and along the back down here. And then once we get to where the machine won't reach anymore, I'll go back in and then just cut it along the line. We'll have less butt weld to weld to, and we'll have a nice shelf to overlay there. We can spot weld it if we want to. Then we have a nice double layer here to get it all attached. So let me go ahead and get this cleaned up the last little bit, and we'll get going. All right, guys, so we're gonna use this little inlay tool here, and I left the line that I drew as much as I could across the top of that. So, set this thing on here. I'm gonna use that line that I left as a guide. Now you can see, kind of see, that there's a little bit of lip right there, and that panel will sit right on it. And then if you take this thing and flip it over on the other side, it's got a hole punch, essentially, so we can take it and it knocks a nice little hole in it for doing spot welds. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this flared as long as I can. I really wish the box was off this truck, but they did what they could. It's better than where it was, which was right here. So we might have to stop that. I can't actually get the tool in here, so I had to cut this along my line I drew. It's the only thing about this is it is kind of bulky, so it's hard to get in places, but we'll make do. We'll get it on here. All right, guys, got this thing all test fitted here. I got it tacked lightly a couple times in the back. Lines up pretty good. I'm gonna have to push up on it just a hair. Whoops, that was more than a hair. Lines up good back here. There's a little bit of a space right here, so that will push around the corner and that will line up that body line perfect. Another thing to consider, especially on something like this where you have a body line that transfers from one piece to another, check the door. Before you weld it all up, make sure your body lines line up. Once I push this around, it'll push this top out and the bottom down just a little bit. We'll be looking dang good. So let's spend some time spot welding here and get it done. All right, guys, patch panel's in. Doesn't look horrible. For what this is, it's perfect. They're gonna glaze over it real lightly just because there's already a bunch of filler right here on the side of the truck, but it is pretty smooth. There's a little bit of a step right here just because I can't get in behind here and hammer and dolly it to clean it up. It's all double walled. So normally I would get in there on the back of a panel and hammer dolly it, smooth it out and get it nice and flat. That way it uses little filler. And there's not much here by any means. Not much at all. Probably about the same that they have here skimmed over this corner. So don't know if there was a dent here at some point or if they tried to hide the rust with that filler or what, but they definitely did something. So yeah, just an old farm truck here. Kind of a cool old Ford, 3/4 ton. I actually didn't look to see. It's actually a highboy. It definitely is. Divorce transfer case. Yeah, super cool old truck. They're rewiring it for the guy. It's not clean by any means. It's a driver. It's got some dents in it. Looks like it lost a tire at some point. The bed actually has a big bubble back there on the back side of it, but we're not worried about that one, I guess. Just the cab. Yeah, don't poke on that too hard. But yeah, just a quick little fix for the day. So like always, guys, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Let me know what you like, what you don't. Doesn't matter to me. Comments are comments. All adds to the algorithm and helps these videos get seen a little better. So leave a thumbs up. Subscribe, like I said, if you're not. Make sure that notification bell is on. And thanks for coming by the Cutting Up Classics YouTube channel. And until next time, keep building awesome stuff. Later.